Hey, Jared. You know, looks like demand is really high for training right now. What as the head of our training operations, what's your plan?
I tell you what, there's a lot going on right now. The requests for customized training where we go in and we do it privately for financial institutions. The webinars, the topics. I mean, the wheel in Washington keeps spinning and almost out of control. Not necessarily new regs, but just new topics and new twists on them that we could probably fill every week with two or three webinars, but we just don't have enough people to do that.
Right.
And then our conference, it's getting bigger and bigger every year. And so just the slots there, we have a lot more demand than we have supply of people to deliver that information, right?
So we need another rock star. Is that what you're telling me?
I tell you what, that'd be fantastic.
Well, I have behind curtain number three here, a legend, and I'm pleased to announce Andy Zavoina has joined our team today. So welcome, Andy.
Well, it is great to be here, and I don't know about the moniker of a rock star, but I'll certainly take whatever I can get at this point because it's just going to be a fun place to be.
Or the ability of our acting there, but not very good either, is it? So we anyway, I just want everybody, our clients, just to see that we've got the legend, is how I would say it. Because Andy, I got to go back a little bit here. Let's talk about the first time I met you. I think 1999 at a ABA regulatory compliance conference, and I don't know if you were the chair or you were highly involved. They had a lot of ribbons on your name tag, out in Washington, D.C. And if I remember right, you welcomed me, shook my hand, and introduced me to a couple people. A lot of them are retired by now, But
that could be because that was a lifetime ago for a lot of compliance folks, and a lot of things changed in the last 24, 25 years at this point. So yeah. It's fun to be here and to be keeping up with it all.
Right. That true. Trying to keep up with it all. Jared, you
well, I tell you what. My career goes back that far when I started anyway, and I wasn't at the first one, but there was something with a wave. Can you guys elaborate?
Oh, well, let's back up a little bit here. So 2001, in the spring, I was asked to speak for the ABA compliance school. And then the fall of 2001, Andy and I were both at the ABA school in Oklahoma, right? So that was the first time. And along with some others, Andy kind of took me in his wings and showed me, here's how this works, and here's the other people. But yeah, there is a story. So the next year, fall of 2002, I believe it was, Andy, you spoke. Do you remember what topics you taught?
I don't remember my topics anymore, but I remember your topic was flood.
So flood and HMDA. And I have to set this up a little bit because we called it the pit. At Norman, Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma, the classroom was like a floor down. The instructors were down in this pit. It always reminded me of, I grew up on a farming area, a sale barn where the cattle would run in and the people doing the auctions were up above. That's what it was like. But there were students from my back left to my back right. And there were aisles that like 8 spokes to the wheel, and the screen was directly behind you. So students all around. And you had spoken, I think, already left. You'd headed back home.
I had taught the day before and set this up with everyone. And part of the intent was that you want me to explain what I did on my side of it?
I'm teaching about flood insurance, and I said, so when you complete a standard flood hazard determination form, and as soon as I hit the word form, the students stood up and did the wave all the way across the room.
And we had said that.
And I was like, what just happened?
But I understand you caught on to it pretty quick because
they didn't say anything. So I was like, all right, y'all got some joke on me. So let's just start again. I was saying when you complete a standard flood hazard determination form, the wave goes off again. So I was all right. Standard, flood, hazard, determination, form. The wave goes off. I'm like, okay, so there's a key word. I got that. Now, who? And I was thinking El Ray Jackson. That's who. El Ray. No, it wasn't El Ray. And I think you were the second. I said, Andy Zavoina. And they all like, yeah, you got it. So now.
I had set that up the day before, figuring that in any learning environment, the mind can only absorb as much as the butt can withstand. So they're sitting there all day.
Ooh,
and this gave them something to, as soon as they heard this keyword, they all got to be in this big joke where they do the wave. And you would be down there and trying to figure out, what's going on. But I understand you caught it pretty quick. Again, I wasn't there, so I was out of harm's way, so to speak, if you didn't enjoy the joke.
You know what I loved about it was one of our core values of Vantage Consulting is we like to have fun. And that set up, you took a chance, right? You're not there to appreciate it even. Was that going to throw me off? You obviously knew me well enough to know, that won't throw him off. And I've done some similar things to other people along the way. But
I wanted to chime in on that. So Andy's the one that we have to blame for all the dirty tricks you played on me over the years. The red flags, I'm going to stop right there, but.
So let me tell that story. When red flags came out, Jared and I are co-presenting. I have the PowerPoint, so he doesn't have any control. And so we're doing a 3-city tour. And the first city, I think I put in a Husker flag instead of this picture of a red flag that he had. And when he came to it, everybody starts laughing because Jared's a Texas fan, so Longhorns. And so I said, that's a red flag. And then the next town, I think I added like Husker marching music. It was a sound clip that came up as soon as he hit the red flag. Not only did the Husker flag come up, the sound clip to the marching song, comes up. Things like that. Often did those kind of things to him. Yeah. So
see, that adds a lot of spice. And from a listener standpoint, compliance is not the most interesting thing all the time. It's a fact. They did a survey of non-compliance people, and they found out that it was actually true. Compliance doesn't interest everybody, but it does interest the best people.